Hey, yo!
Welcome to everyone to a new versus episode. Today we're going to be comparing the Type 11 versus the PKM. We're going to be covering a long range and a more long range for Rebirth and Fortune's Keep build for both of these. So let's go ahead and hop on into TTKs right here. So in terms of TTK, the PKM is the only one with a damage drop off, so up to 46 meters we will have a 720 millisecond TTK to every body part except the head, and this will drop off to 800 milliseconds moving forward. Now the Type 11 runs a pretty close competition with its second build, so the 45 versus the 90 round build, and this is 890 and 891 millisecond TTK, so practically the same for chest and stomach shots. And then for extremities it falls to a 979 and 972 time to kill. This is to infinity because again the Type 11 has no damage drop off. Things do get interesting in the headshot department where the 90 round Type 11 build takes the lead with a 445 millisecond TTK. The 45 round Type 11 and PKM come very close with a 486 and 480 millisecond TTK up to that 46 meter mark, and then the PKM falls to 560 milliseconds moving forward. So for the Type 11 90 round build, we're going to be running the MX silencer, the Sakura 487mm shrouded barrel, the 90 round drum of course, lengthened, or you could also run FMJ if you want to run Combat Scout, although the switch time or the weapon swap time is kind of slow. Stippled grip, brace, fully loaded or on hand, Shiraishi custom stock. This site specifically because this is where we're getting the most benefit out of the consistency in the control for this weapon. You could also run the M38 Slate 2.5x custom because the stats for these two are very similar. Well, pretty much the same apart from the field of view, but apart from that, the control you're getting from these are consistent. If you do change up to the 3 to 6x, you're going to get more vertical and more horizontal in your pattern, as you can see here from the comparison. So just keep that in mind, but this option is fantastic and it's going to give you the very consistent pattern that we went ahead and tested. And then for the underbarrel, you have a couple of options here. You could go for the Mark 6 Skeletal to get a little bit more movement speed and aim down sight speed, and it's going to give you the recoil pattern that you're looking at right now. You could also take the bipod, and I would consider this the way better option because you can crouch and prone, and although the overall control of this weapon is initial, this bipod will apply its sustained control if you crouch or prone. So it's a fantastic way to keep consistency when you're standing up and then get some extra control when crouched or prone. So bipod is definitely the way I'm going. So this is the 90 round Type 11 build. Also make sure you don't run any recoil controlling attachment on this 90 round build because anything you add, the Carver foregrip, M1930, M1941 hand stop, are going to increase your wobble on the whole pattern. So keep that in mind and stay away from recoil controlling attachments apart from the bipod of course. Now for the 45 round Type 11 build, we're going to be running the Mercury silencer, the Sakura 487mm shrouded, M1941 hand stop, the 5.6mm 45 round mag of course, lengthened because we want to compensate for the bullet velocity, stippled grip, fully loaded or on hand, Sakura precision stock, the whatever side you prefer, but I really like the 2.5x. And then for perk 1, you can run a couple of different things, just make sure you don't run brace. You could go with sleight of hand, driller, steady, pressure, fleet. All of these are fantastic options. I'll be running fleet because I want to run Combat Scout with this class, so it's a fantastic option for me, but you can go with anything else you'd like. You can also change the Mercury for the MX, but overall this is going to give you a really consistent pattern and it's really mobile. So this one would likely be the build you would want to run in Fortune's Keep or Rebirth Island. So for the PKM, for long range here, we're going to be running the monolithic suppressor, the 26.9 inch extended barrel, the snatch grip, sleight of hand, and the Cronin 6480 Pro optic or the VLK optic, which gives you a slightly faster ADS time. This is just personal preference of course. This is going to be a fantastic option for you to run for long range. You could drop the sleight of hand and run the tack laser, but this was pretty much a staple Modern Warfare build for long range engagements. Now a build that I like to run specifically for Rebirth or Fortune's Keep is I like to drop the barrel. This is going to lower your bullet velocity by around 300 meters per second, but again you're running way closer engagements with this, and I keep the tack laser and run the sleight of hand perk with this. So I get a rather quick reload time for this and I can get back into the next engagement, and I don't feel like I'm losing too much of the bullet velocity because of the distance that my engagements tend to happen in. So let me know in the comment section down below if you've ever tried this PKM or if you will, because it's a really fun one for those small map engagements. So here we have overall stats that are important to consider with any weapon overall, but the fire rate is pretty much the PKM's lead with a 750 round per minute. The PKM does have that open bolt delay of 50 milliseconds, so that's something to keep in mind. In regards to muzzle velocity, the Type 11 is definitely taking the crown for both builds, the 90 and the 45. In regards to ammo count, all are pretty close in regards to the 90 round build and the 100 base magazine for the PKM. In regards to reload time, the Type 11 is definitely taking the crown here. The PKM, even with sleight of hand, still has a 5.44 second delay. And then we have the empty reload time, which is also given to the Type 11, specifically the 45, because the 90 seems to have a way longer delay because it has to rechamber that round. And then the ADS time goes to the Type 11. Drop time Type 11, raise time Type 11, and sprint to fire time surprisingly goes to the PKM, despite all the talks that Modern Warfare weapons are slow. So who's the winner in your opinion? Let me know in the comments below, as well as what your favorite class setup for the Type 11 or PKM is. Make sure to let me know if there's any other weapon you'd like to see a versus episode for. And in my opinion, I would call today's episode a tie, because I do think that both of these weapons shine in the categories they need to, and overall I would be hesitant to pick up either one if I could only choose one moving forward in Warzone. But we've got more versus episodes on the way, so subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss out on a single one. If you did like today's video, click that like button down below. And if you're wondering what the best LMG is between the RAL MG and the Whitley, then go ahead and click on this video at the end. And with nothing else left to say, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and through it all, I hope you always remember, Sauce Time Gaming.